in the corner of a room with a cup of tea, a tablet, and the television blaring and looking, well, out of it, which unfortunately is the case for many nursing homes. But actually being able to partake in life and have something that I'm going to say return, but hopefully a respect.
I'm sure the attitude behind all this is to provide real care, not just let's sit them down and forget about them. There'll be none of that. There'll be look forward.
And indeed, we'll be taking that particular scripture tonight as the core scripture for our Power Hour. Power Hour is about applying God's Word in prayer. Meanwhile, this program is the Community Elements program, and we've been listening to some great good news stories from Brian. Now, we're going to be turning our attention to broadband and to mobile broadband, I suppose, in particular. But why broadband? Well, we've been giving some thought to broadband, and even at the start of the year, we were looking to take advantage of a new, much faster service that was being offered at what seemed a reasonable price. Now, we don't have that service yet, but we thought we'd just get ourselves into position to get that service. But then we found the customer care at that particular provider was less than what we might have expected. So with the result that we're thinking about changing. And quite often it does good to change. As well as that though, I think that there's a thought in many people switching and having to switch every year or couple of years seems to be all too much. Why not just stick with what you have? And that, again, is valid. And I would encourage and then ask many of the providers, the energy providers and for example, the mobile broadband and whatever, to take loyalty of customers into account and actually have tariffs and offers that are going to be suitable for customers who actually stay with them. I mean, why don't they? But they quite often geared up to attracting new customers because they know that many people do now change. It is good to change and find out the best deal, particularly if you're on a low budget. But let's talk about broadband. Now, if it's just an occasional look on broadband, an occasional perhaps check-up of maybe jobs or checking out the news or looking up the occasional website, then maybe just simply going to a library and doing that might be the best thing. But if on a daily basis you might want to send emails, or you might want to listen to some music or look things up regularly, well, you can either do that through a phone contract or even pay-as-you-go phone. But if you're at home and you have a landline, then you could say, why not make use of the landline? Now, switching or just going with someone for the first time, if you switch or choose carefully, you could save hundreds of pounds. Many get a cheap promo deal for broadband, line rental and or TV and stick with it. When it ends, usually you end up paying far more per year than when you started. So if you compare, you can save. Now, this is advice that has come from a website called Money Saving Expert, moneysavingexpert.com to be more exact. They also have some other tips. When you're looking at speed, think what you're going to be needing the speed for. If it's just looking up a few web pages or sending an email, then unless you're sending a really big file quite often, you're not really going to need fast speeds. It's just like a text message. So providers only have to advertise the average speed received by at least 50% of customers between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. So your actual speed can depend on a host of factors. And it could depend, for example, on how many people are on kind of quite often landlines are routed via a junction box. And if you have lots of people wanting to have a broadband in your local area all connected to that junction box, then the wire coming in, the main cable coming in and out of that junction box will be the actual limit of what you can get. And if lots of people are wanting it for various things like downloading films and such like, well, you won't get the fullest amount. Consider your need for speed. Well, if it's just you and the dog, you're going to be fine with standard speeds, averaging about 11 megabits. If you share a house or you use the web for movie downloads, streaming, gaming, you may want to opt for faster speeds in excess of 30 megabits. Now, if it was just based on that, and there's something else, listeners, that you should know when you're looking out for broadband, that the upload speeds do not in any way match download speeds. Download speeds are often much higher than upload speeds. So if you only have 11 megabits per second, but you're wanting to upload lots of information, but your output is only 1 megabit per second, it's going to take a very long time, even up to well over an hour, 2 hours, but maybe to upload, for example, something of 100 megabits. So if you're wanting to put some of your information into a cloud and use that as a basis for storage instead of buying all these storage devices, well, it would take a very long time to do that. Certainly for ourselves. So we're looking at much higher speeds, where we know that if you have, for example, fiber, and upload and download speeds are usually the same. So we've been looking at for that. But the organization we were looking at failed us. We won't be saying what that organization is, but they failed us. They promised something and they didn't provide. So we wrote a pretty stiff email to them. Having promised something, you would expect them to actually follow through with it and provide. And in the end, that particular organization was most offhand. Would you go with them? Well, we will be coming away from them. That is for sure. So we're looking at something that is going to suit our needs. And you need to be considering, if you've got a family, then having something that is unlimited so the family can share in that and a little bit faster, look out, and you will on the various providers. For example, Uswitch, Money Saving Expert or Money Supermarket are 3 providers whereby you can get a good rate and get some good tips with regard to speed and everything else. Think about your priorities. Now, we've also been thinking about smart speakers, and some of the deals that I've seen today actually provide a smart speaker or even a voucher or something else with that, and or both, in fact. But their prices are much higher. So what you're looking out for, again, the information is there, and it's good that they have now not only provided the average per month, but the actual total overall. So if you have a look at Money Supermarket, they will actually show the actual full price overall of a particular deal, which is great. Now, if you're dissatisfied with a particular provider, you may want to switch contract. But it says beware of mid-contract switching costs. Usually, you'll pay for the rest of the contract plus termination fees. If your provider increases prices mid-contract and didn't warn you before you signed up, you can switch penalty-free within 30 days of notification of the price hike. So do take notice of these things, and it might be an idea when you're doing this, when you sign up for something, to make sure that you do get informed. But there are so many emails and things that come in to an email inbox. I find that particularly on the phone, I can look and you've got all these offers and I get confused. So just be aware of signing up, but you can through your email highlight certain deals and certain organizations to watch out for, and take note of any price rises, and then that will enable you to keep tabs on things. And as this says from Money Saving Expert, if your provider increases prices mid-contract and didn't warn you before you signed up, well, they all should be warning, you can switch penalty-free within 30 days of the notification of the price hike. But if you're out of the country or you didn't see it and it was a month ago, then you're going to be rather stuck. And the last thing is opt for unlimited data or it will cost you. Now, this is something that is definitely well worthwhile. We do have unlimited data with our provider, and even with the mobile, I've got, well, fairly close to it. Although, even in the last couple of months, I've noticed I haven't really needed to use that. But I've got that amount extra in case. Sometimes it's good to have it in case, but be also aware that you're going to be paying a lot more for something you don't use. Particularly if you're on a low income, you'll need to shop around that bit more. Anyway, Money Saving Expert has given some indications of what to do. If you just use the net for light browsing, emails and the odd YouTube video, you'll probably be fine with a limited package. But if you're a serious streamer or opt for unlimited, or if you have lots of family members who are uploading or downloading lots of things, unlimited data is going to be cheaper in the long run. And certainly, particularly if you've got a mobile and you're using that a lot. So we've had a little look at Money Saving Expert. There's quite a bit of information there. You can visit also their help and frequently asked questions sections, and you can contact them and ask for help. They also have a Facebook page, Twitter site, and from their website you can enter your postcode, your current provider, and do a search, and that will have a little look. You can also select if you're just wanting broadband, or if you want phone line rental or TV. Again, you can have a look. You might actually also want to think about mobile broadband as well. Now, there are a lot of different sections to do with broadband and mobile and whatever. So let's just go through some of the broadband provider of the year by public choice, and an internal data award is awarded to Vodafone. Best triple play provider is Uswitch Judges Award, so we're on to uswitch.com right now. Fastest broadband provider is Virgin Media, that's an internal data award. TV provider of the year is Now TV, so that was the best triple play and best TV provider. Best value broadband provider is Vodafone. Best provider of customer service is PlusNet, and I have to say we found them pretty good ourselves. We've been with them. Most popular broadband provider is TalkTalk, that's Public Choice and Internal Data Award. Best smart media device is Fire TV Stick, that's the Judges' Choice Award. Best TV content is to be found on Netflix, as also Best TV streaming service. And the Quad Play Provider of the Year is Sky by Public Choice. But there's also lots and lots of winners. It's good to actually have a look at these, but also have a little look and compare and get some reviews on the different organizations. And a good place to go to with regard to getting reviews on the various organizations is Trustpilot. So if you type in Trustpilot, you can look up various customer reviews of their experiences, and it is individual experiences with these organizations, and that will also help to furnish an impression of what's what. But do that once you've fairly well decided on perhaps one or two providers, either or, and reading some of the reviews might actually help. And particularly for us, customer service is as much as anything else, and customer service and value, and yes, if you're getting the product that you intended to get. Anyway, let's now turn our attention to mobile winners. The network of the year is giffgaff Public Choice Award. Best network coverage is from O2 Public Choice Award, and that may be just for being in outlying areas and other difficult to reach areas. O2 are great for that. Fastest mobile network powered by OpenSignal is EE. Best network for customer service is Sky. Best network for data is giffgaff Public Choice Award, and also Public Choice Award for Sky. Best network for roaming, Uswitch Judges Award is 3. Most popular mobile network is EE, Public Choice and Internal Data Award. Best pay monthly network, Public Choice Award is Sky. Best SIM-only network is PlusNet. Best value SIM-only network is Smarty, Simple Honest Mobile, Uswitch Judges Award. Best pay-as-you-go network, Smarty, Uswitch Judges Award. Best value monthly network, Sky, Public Choice Award. Handset of the year is Huawei, Judges Choice Award. Manufacturer of the year is also Huawei, Uswitch Judges Award. Best newcomer of the year is is it NMI or it's anyway? That's available at uswitch.com. Anyway, that's a Uswitch Judges Award. Telecom's Innovation Award is Google Pixel 3. Best Retailer for Customer Service and High Street Retailer of the Year. 2 awards there for Apple, Public Choice Award. Mobile Reseller of the Year is Mobile Phones Direct, Uswitch Judges Award. And Online Retailer of the Year is Amazon, Judges Choice Award. Now that will give you a little bit of informed choice, but it also enables you to have a little look at, they will give details of some of the various deals. So let's have a little look at broadband deals from Uswitch. To compare that, you can actually just type in your postcode, type in your current provider if you have one, and compare broadband. So let's just type in here, and we'll pretend, for example, that it's only that we don't actually have a broadband at all. and then see what it brings up, or see whether you can actually do that. Please select a provider. Okay. There's under that a I don't have broadband, so you can go there and it will give you whatever is going to be here. You can get non-fiber broadband up to 17 megabits for here, or you can get up to fiber broadband up to 67 megabits. And in actual fact, where we are, we've got 70, so it's pretty good, really. And really happy, and that's how we're actually broadcasting right now, is by that connection. Anyway, so that's USwitch, but there's also Money Supermarket, and as I mentioned before, if you have a look at this, there's a multiplicity of different deals out there. For example, you can have unlimited fiber. Well, we heard about unlimited, and Money Saving Expert is definitely recommending, if you're using a lot, if you have a high downloadage or even uploadage, then unlimited fiber is a good thing to have. And for most people, 35 megabits should be just fine. There's from Vodafone, as total first year cost is £261, £21 per month, with £9.99 setup fee. But you do also, into that deal, get a £75 voucher and a free Amazon Echo, which is basically a smart speaker. If it's Direct Save Telecom, then you get an average speed of 11 megabits, $16.95 per month, no frills, and a total first year cost of £203.40. Now, there's also now broadband, brilliant broadband, including any free anytime calls. As now, from Now Broadband, 11 megabits per second, £18 per month, and £216 first year cost. The energy company SSE are providing unlimited broadband with line rental only, not including phones. £18 per month for 12 months, £216 first year cost, and it's an 18-month contract. And you can click on any of these and go direct to them. PlusNet, who had the really good customer service, they are offering, for example, unlimited fibre extra, a £70 cashback, £27.50 per month, but then you're paying £330 for the total first year cost. You are getting 66 megabits average speed. And remember, that is the speed that's actually measured between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. As well. And it doesn't always refer, of course, to the rest of the day. So lots and lots available from moneysupermarket.com. You can go and compare the deals there. You can go and cross-refer to Money Saving Expert. You can go to USwitch, and there are also the individual other places. But these websites certainly bring things together so you can get a good idea. It is also a good idea to talk to people. Of course, if you're really needing it fairly quickly, then you may want to just do a quick comparison and, for example, go for a shorter contract, which potentially might result in higher prices, but don't pay more than you need to, and consider what it is you're looking out for from a broadband package. If you want to get a smart speaker, or if you want to get some cash back, well, maybe that's an idea, but just be aware of the huge range of offers out there and what you're really needing broadband for, whether it's mobile broadband or whether it's broadband that's offered through a landline. Now, we just have a quick think about mobile broadband. One of the things that we're looking at is perhaps even taking advantage of 5G instead for our home broadband. Well, 5G is coming in, and it will offer at least, if not quicker, broadband to what we have, and will allow us much speedier uploads as well. So we're going to have a little look and ask various pertinent questions, like, for example, how reliable is it? Well, for example, you don't need a landline, and it's over the air, and as reliability is concerned, we used one of these Wi-Fi units a few years back to keep this radio station on air for nearly 3 weeks. So if that's not reliable, then I don't know what is. So it's certainly reliable. Is it good value? Again, it's what you need it for. But again, having mobile broadband is obviously something to be considered in with everything else. If you're not likely to travel too much, then mobile broadband may not be for you. But if you do travel, and you perhaps even want to take your home broadband connection with you, and you can, many of these home broadband routers can simply be unplugged, popped into a suitcase, and taken away. We took the Wi-Fi unit away with us to Austria a few weeks back, and it provided so that we could use a tablet with that and our phones as well, and we didn't have to rely on the hotel Wi-Fi signal, and we're able to get a really good Wi-Fi signal indeed. So these are all things to consider, is what you need. This is Gospel for Grampian, and we've been doing a few quick thoughts indeed about and discussing the complexities of mobile broadband. And if you've got yourselves any experience of broadband which you feel would be useful for other people to know about, then do please let us know. If you're in a different country and you're listening, I mean, in the last quarter, we have been able to broadcast to 124 countries around the world, and we're hoping to be able to broadcast to more in the future. What's your experience in other countries? Certainly, when we were in Austria, I was quite amazed. The speed and the signal strength in Austria is far better than we have in the UK. For instance, I was able to get full 4G signal on an underground train in a tunnel. I mean, for goodness sake, I could have watched a film while I was travelling on the Vienna Underground in a tunnel, and it wouldn't have made any difference. You can just carry on with life as normal. Technology is improving, and you can roam, and certainly there's a certain company that allows you to roam, and we found that really useful. This is Gospel for Grampian. Let's now go to some music, and that will be after this. We trust that it's been really useful, and do get in contact with us, info@g4g.org.uk. Now here's a question for you.
We're here at the Aberdeen Seafarer Centre. Have you heard of us? Do you know what we do? We're here to care for the welfare of all seafarers, irrespective of race or religion, and give them some home comforts whilst they spend months away from family and friends. We're an island nation. Do you know that? I'm sure you do. Do you also know that without seafarers, our shelves in the supermarkets would dry up within 8 days, and you would have no food, you would have no fuel, and life would be miserable? We want you to be part of that story of caring for seafarers. There are many opportunities for you to help and volunteer with us. Why don't you come down to the Seafarer Centre any evening, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m, and have a chat with Howard Drysdale, the Centre Superintendent and Manager. There are many opportunities to help, and if you get in touch with us, we'll give you those opportunities. We'll match your skill set and your gifting with the things that need to be done here. We couldn't survive without our volunteers, and the service we give to seafarers free is reliant on the many volunteers who come and give of their time to support seafarers from all over the world. It's fun, it's easy, it's a great thing to be doing, and you'll meet some wonderful people in the process. So get in touch with Howard Drysdale on 0775 4141 076